Hey, Pod listeners. This episode is part of my series, Underground Exposed. Spider-Man recently took down an underground hideout in Greenwich, and we found evidence that the underground went to war against the Maggia. Yes?
Daddy.
The old school crime family. Back then, there was no tinkerer, and the underground considered themselves a new class of criminal, the young mafia, if you will. They wanted respect, so they went after the crime families. The conflict sputtered out when Hammerhead staged the full-on takeover of the Maggia, which indirectly saved the underground. Thanks for that, Hammerhead. Jerk. Till next
Labs on SHS.
limit yourself to one change per month.
Annabelle's S. And you know. Do I have any idea, light bulb, how many times you can see me and I can see the Iwi?
Not today, burglars.
Time to teach you a lesson! Come on, kid, let's play!
The best way for the game to get the most votes ballot box with ballot is to use your own vote ballot box with ballot in the polls, as you can see on the results of each round in Firefights. Good.
He's mobbed! What's wrong with you guys?
Cutting.
That'll teach you not to.
Big bow, face turquoise covering eyes, face turquoise drinking coffee. G F C F C C F F
Got an app report. Civilians being assaulted.
D F him.
Hey, stop!
This doesn't involve you, Spider-Man! Good, fellas! There he is! Get to me! He's mine! Got him! I'll crush you!
That's what you get for harassing people.
So glad you were.
sources say underground activity has subsided significantly. The Tinkerer is officially presumed dead. We survived the storm of the century, and our wounds are healing. But New Yorkers must remain ever vigilant. This is the greatest city on earth, which means there will always be lunatics trying to make a name for themselves by disrupting the tranquility of our daily lives. One minute you're washing down a delicious everything bagel with a fresh cup of Pana Fuerte coffee. The next minute, not one, but two masked menaces run by your window, and you discover the hard way that scalding
Okay.
is great in the cup, but agony in your pants. Well, I for one pledge to continue rallying the public against such crises. And anything worse.
And bingo! The underground.
You think anyone's gonna mess?
No you.
Building that underground Rango.
Can't wait to rip that mask off!
You're weak! We all know it!
Sup my D.
What is going on?
Show yourself! Won't be much to end you!
A transmitter around here. Signal's clear. I should ask Genki about building some sort of underground ad blocker.
$678. 'You. Face vomiting, 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 face vomiting. Face vomiting, 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 face vomiting. Face vomiting, face vomiting. Red heart. FF. No.
The store's being robbed near you. Sounds like raft prisoners.
Looks like a robbery by some rat prisoners.
Damn it! Thought we'd seen the last of him!
Time to rejoin your friends on the island prison, my guys.
End of the line, Spider-Man! I ain't stopping until you ain't free! Got a death wish! I can help with that!
That's it for the convicts.